Yo, what up, crew? It's your partner, Just Mike. We're back in here, back on another one, man. Today's Friday, kind of in the mood for fish, so I'm doing fish and shrimp. But I did want to have like some Jamaican kind of food or Caribbean food, so I'm gonna be doing some rice and peas. I'm not gonna call it like authentic Jamaican rice and peas. This is just like Jamaican inspired rice and peas, more than likely, you know what I mean? But I don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers. I don't want to get any anybody's grandmother upset at me. So this is just my take on rice and peas. I'm gonna be doing that, and I think I'm gonna be doing some curry fish and shrimp. So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna be using today. Okay, so this is our ingredients for the rice and beans, and rice and peas. And as you can see, I got everything. Habanero pepper, of course, you need that. Some green pepper, some red pepper, some green onion, okay, coconut milk. Make sure you get Goya, or make sure it doesn't have any stabilizers in it or something like that when you get it. Really natural, man, good stuff. Also, for the beans, I'm not going to be using dry. I'm going to be using Goya's kidney beans. These are a lot better, they're a lot quicker too. I find if you're trying to just make them in a hurry, or you don't want to sit by the kitchen all day. Also, I'm going to be using some zesty seasoning blend, and this has a lot of garlic in it. I don't have any garlic, so I'm going to be using that. Also, some thyme. Now I have this in a grinder because I didn't want to leave it in the bag that it was in, but this is thyme. Also, I'm going to be putting a dab of Sriracha. Okay, so Jamaican grandmothers, don't beat me up for this, okay? But this is a good taste, and it gives it some nice color too. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is put my onions and bell pepper in first, kind of open it up. So we're going to do that now. Put those in. Give them a nice little stir. What we're doing is we're just breaking up these capillaries in this onion and bell pepper, sort of release some of that flavor. You can smell it already. We're going to do that, and then we're going to add the rest of our mix. So now we got to get the rice ready. This is just me eating. I'm going to do like 1 cup of rice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it now. So now that we got the rice in the bowl, this is how I like to do it. I don't like to really go a fine rinse. I just like to, massage it a little bit to get most of that starch off. I don't rinse it like 4 times like most people do, but you can rinse it like once or twice. I only do it once, so this is just me doing it. But you can see most of that is washing off. So, that's how it is. It looks pretty clean to me. Usually I wash it and then rinse it once. Okay, so you wash it with 1 water and then rinse it again and wash it, rinse it out. So I'm gonna add this to the pot. Okay, and I usually add it dry first and work it around in there just to sort of. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and add our 1 cup of water. Go ahead and do that. And then we're going to add our 1 thing of coconut milk. So when I add the coconut milk, since it's only 1 cup of rice, I'm not going to add a lot to it. Basically going to add like half the can. Stir that in. I only added 1 cup of water, so that should kind of even out the liquid content. I'm going to add the red beans, or the kidney beans, and I'm going to dump them all in. I did take some of that liquid off. I didn't want all that liquid in there. To add the kidney beans, and basically it's already enough liquid, as you can see. Next, it's time to add the seasoning, and you got to have thyme. Rice and peas will not taste the same if you don't use thyme in some form. You can either get the fresh sprigs or the kind that already comes pre-packaged. That's what's going to give it that flavor and that aroma. And then I'm going to use some zesty seasoning. This is just something that I do. and you're gonna mix that all in, and it's already looking real good. And of course, you can't forget your green onion. The whole thing, just pop it in there like that, and it's just gonna give it a great flavor. Okay, just pop it in there like that, and of course you're gonna need a little bit of salt. So just a little bit, not a lot. Don't go crazy. A couple of shakes. Don't go crazy with the salt there. And now for the heat, the scotch bonnet pepper. You got to add this to add the heat. Now, for different people, you know, this is a really hot pepper. So you don't want to bust it open. You want to put it in whole to get that flavor. Now for me, this is a little bit different. You guys are gonna go crazy. But I add a little bit of Sriracha. Just a little bit. Not a lot. Just enough to kind of give it some color. And you'll see it turn into a nice different color now. See that? And this is only for color, guys. And there's a little flavor in there too. Sriracha has a lot of good stuff in it. So now basically what you're gonna do is gonna put this on medium high and let this come to a boil for about 2 minutes, and then once it gets to boiling, you're gonna reduce it to medium low, and you're gonna let that cook for about, I don't know, about, I say 10-15 minutes, and then you should be done. So now we have to make the sauce, and this is just really easy, man. This is a couple of shakes of curry powder, some lemon pepper, a cup of water, and my important ingredient, 1 capful of apple cider vinegar. This is just like a simple sauce you can make to go with your meat. It's not too complicated, very simple, and very tasty. Now we're adding our 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. And this is just to thicken it up a little bit. So that's our sauce. That's what we're going to be cooking our fish and shrimp in. Okay, so now it's time to cook the meat. Go ahead, put our tilapia in first. We're going to add our vegetables, which is just onion, bell pepper, green onion. I want to cook this first for a little bit before we add the shrimp. Okay, once this is going for a nice boil, you see the fish is almost done. Then we're gonna add our stock, that sauce. Okay, basically we're gonna let that simmer. And then we're gonna add the shrimp to it, because this is almost done. Adding the shrimp, make everything nice. Okay, so once this gets back up to a bubble, we're gonna let it cook for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're gonna throw it in the oven on 370 for about 25 minutes. So as you can see, that's a nice boil. I'm gonna take it off boil. And it's basically done, but you basically want to put it in the oven to sort of like let everything kind of like meld together. So we're gonna put this in the oven for about 25 minutes on 370. And we just pulled it out the oven. As you can see, it's nice, good color, lots of good shrimp there. Go ahead and go through it for you guys. You see the bell pepper and everything. And the taste. Just give it a taste. It's really good. So this is an easy dish, man. So let's go ahead and plate up the rice and beans and everything. I'll show you how it looks after it's all done. And that's the finished product. As you can see, the rice and beans. A lot of good green onion in there. And and the color is still good. See, it just, that sriracha just gives it a little tint. And then you have the curry fish and the shrimp. It's really good, man. So you guys can try this at home. Try, you know, adding different things, you know. You don't have to necessarily add the sriracha, but this is pretty easy, man, and this is pretty good too, man. This is a quick way to make curry, you know what I mean? The sauce, the way I made it, very quick way. And yeah, so you guys let me know what you think. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to have me on Twitter at JustMike77. But that's it for this one. I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, Chipana Just Mike, I'm out.